All right, welcome back Genesis International College construction students to this explainer. Today, we're taking your site from that totally chaotic post-reinforcement stage right into total compliant order. Because look, once those reinforcing bars and mesh are tied off, well, a messy site is a dangerous site, right? You've got to prep everything for the concrete pours, and you've got to do it safely and efficiently. That is exactly what we're going to master today.
So here's our game plan. We're going to do a structured end-of-shift walkthrough. We'll hit the site clearing sequence, how to remove common hazards, sorting your waste, identifying what we can actually reuse, and finally, inspecting and maintaining those tools. Let's get into it.
Starting right off with Section 1, the site clearing sequence.
Now, this is where the real work happens. Our narrative begins the literal second the reinforcement work is done. Honestly, this is when the site is at its absolute most hazardous. You've got offcuts and debris everywhere. You can see the worker here getting right down to it, grabbing that scrap tie wire immediately. If you delay this cleanup, you're just massively increasing the chances that those sharp, dangerous little offcuts get missed, or accidentally kicked right into a walkway. You're doing this to protect the next crew.
To keep from getting overwhelmed, we break this chaos down into a really simple 5-step clearing sequence. Step 1, just walk the area, get a visual on the loose debris. Step 2, prioritize. Grab those sharp, hazardous items, the puncture and trip risks, and get them out of there immediately. Step 3, clear out any temporary materials, like timber braces you don't need anymore. Step 4, check your access paths. You need workers and machinery moving freely, no bottlenecks. And finally, Step 5, just inspect the area again. Give it one last visual sweep to be 100% sure it's hazard-free.
Moving right along to Section 2, removing common site hazards. Let's talk about the exact dangers hiding in that mess and how to neutralize them. Remember, you aren't just sweeping wire here, you're literally preventing an injury. Think about it. Imagine a concrete pourer carrying heavy, awkward gear. If there's a mesh offcut in their path, boom, that is a massive trip hazard. You got to remove it to the scrap area immediately. Tie wire left on the slab? That's a nasty puncture wound just waiting to happen, so sweep it right up into a bucket. Also, keep an eagle eye out for hidden obstructions. Like timber packing left under the mesh, and immediately clean up or report any contamination like mud or oil before the next activity starts.
Okay, so the immediate hazards are gone. Let's hit Section 3, sorting waste for disposal.
You know you can't just toss everything into one giant pile, right? We have to sort the waste based on strict psych and environmental regulations. True efficiency means knowing exactly where things belong. Heavy steel mesh offcuts and scrap tie wire, those go straight to the metal recycling skip or designated bin. Broken timber goes to the timber waste area. And those smashed up plastic chairs, into the plastic recycling bin. Sorting it right the first time keeps the whole site moving like clockwork. And I really need to hammer this point home. Never, ever mix recyclable metal with general site rubbish. You have to keep steel separate. Steel is highly valuable material. Throwing it into the general bin is just burning money and ruining recycling efforts. Sticking to this rule prevents cross-contamination and keeps you perfectly aligned with standard site procedures.
But hold on, before you go chucking everything in the bins, let's look at Section 4, identifying reusable materials. This is all about finding the stuff that can actually save the site some serious cash. It's pretty easy to spot the difference once you know what to look for. On one hand, you have your clear waste streams, broken timber, rusted wire, cracked plastic spacers, stuff that's totally done. But on the other hand, you've got materials to stack for reuse. We're talking unused rebar lengths, usable mesh offcuts, and undamaged timber packing. That right there is saved money.
So whenever you're deciding if something is worth saving, just run through this quick mental checklist so you don't accidentally compromise the structural integrity of the next pour. Is it free from major damage or distortion? Is it mostly rust-free and not contaminated? Is it actually still suitable for the job? Remember, unused rebar has to be perfectly straight, and those bar chairs, absolutely no cracks or crushing allowed. Because if they collapse under the weight of wet concrete, man, that is a total disaster. If an item passes all these checks, stack it safely on some timber bearers for the next project.
All right, the site is cleared, materials are sorted. Let's move to our final step. Section 5, inspecting and maintaining tools. Because honestly, your tools are your livelihood.
So before you just toss your gear into the back of the truck, wipe off that slurry, get the grease off, and run a quick diagnostic. Finding a frayed cord on a grinder today? That prevents a massive shock hazard on your shift tomorrow. Check for cracks, bent parts, or loose fittings. Are the cutting edges on your snips getting dull?
Are there any missing guards or safety features? Pay attention to worn pivots or sticking parts. And if a power tool is running unusually hot or making a weird noise, or if you spot damaged cords, batteries, or hoses, do not ignore it.
If any of your tools failed that inspection, you have got to take personal responsibility right then and there. Tag it, report it to your supervisor, and remove it from service immediately. Literally immediately. There is absolutely no excuse for leaving a broken tool in the storage box as some dangerous trap for the next worker. Maintaining your gear isn't just about making it last longer. It's fundamentally about keeping the whole site safe.
Which brings us to the end of your shift. As you look back over the site, I want you to ask yourself this one final question. Is your site genuinely ready for the concrete pour, or did you just leave a trap for the next crew? If you follow the steps in this explainer, the answer is always going to be a clean, safe, and totally compliant work site. Thanks for tuning into this Genesis International College explainer. Keep these principles in your back pocket on the job, stay safe out there, and I will see you in the next one.